this is called the Shambhala Prophecy. And it's a Tibetan Buddhist prophecy that's 1,200 years old. And Joanna Macy learned about this from her teacher, Chogyal Rinpoche. And this is how he tells the story. There comes a time when all life on earth is in danger. Great barbarian powers have arisen. Although these powers spend their wealth in preparations to annihilate one another, they have much in common. Weapons of unfathomable destructive power and technologies that lay waste to our world. In this era, when the future of sentient life hangs by the frailest of threads, the kingdom of Shambhala emerges. You cannot go there. It is not a place. It is not a geopolitical entity. It exists in the hearts and minds of the Shambhala warriors. That's the term Chogyal Rinpoche used, warriors. Nor can you recognize a Shambhala warrior when you see her or him, for they wear no uniform or insignia, and they carry no banners. They have no barricades on which to climb to threaten the enemy, or behind which they can hide to rest or regroup. They do not even have any home turf. Always they must move on the terrain of the barbarians themselves. Now the time comes when great courage, moral and physical courage, is required of the Shambhala warriors, for they must go into the very heart of the barbarian powers, into the pits and pockets and citadels where the weapons are kept, to dismantle them. To dismantle weapons in every sense of the word, they must go into the corridors of power where decisions are made. The Shambhala warriors have the courage to do this because they know that these weapons are manomaya. They are mind-made. Made by the human mind, they can be unmade by the human mind. The Shambhala warriors know that the dangers threatening life on earth are not visited upon us by any extraterrestrial power, satanic deities, or preordained evil fate. They arise from our own decisions, our own lifestyles, and our own relationships. So in this time, the Shambhala warriors go into training. When Chogyal said this, Joanna asked, how do they train? They train, he said, in the use of 2 weapons. What weapons? And he held up his hands in the way the lamas hold the ritual objects of dorje and bell in the lama dance. The weapons are compassion and insight. Both are necessary, he said. You have to have compassion because it gives you the juice, the power, the passion to move. It means not to be afraid of the pain of the world. Then you can open to it, step forward, act. But that weapon by itself is not enough. It can burn you out. So you need the other. You need the insight into the radical interdependence of all phenomena. This is a Buddhist story. With that wisdom, you know that it is not a battle between good guys and bad guys, because the line between good and evil runs through the landscape of every human heart. With insight into our profound interrelatedness, our deep ecology, if you will, you know that actions undertaken with pure intent have repercussions throughout the web of life, beyond what you can measure or discern. By itself, that insight may appear too cool, too conceptual, to sustain you and keep you moving. So you need the heat of compassion. Together, these two can sustain us as agents of wholesome change. They are gifts for us to claim now in the healing of our world.